hot and hotter weather is going to be here before we know it too this weekend, all weekend really, even going into next week, right, Brant?
Yeah, so yesterday I was kind of hoping that we'd kind of hang on until Monday and then we'd get some break from the heat, but now it's looking like it's going to extend even further out into next week, and that's when it becomes a problem. When you start having 5 to 6 days of the same hot temperatures, human body starts to break down after a while. You know, you get tired, you're waking up every morning and whatnot. So this is something that we're watching very closely. Here's what we got going on. Looking from the Francis Marion Hotel over downtown, and the sun is starting to shine on a nice day today, relatively nice day. And what we're talking about as far as the extended heat, you know, it's one thing if you have 1 or 2 days, hot days. Okay, you can kind of push through that. Once you start looking at that as a 4 to 5 to 6 day event, eventually it breaks you down a little bit and things start getting a little bit more stressful. You're not getting good sleep, whatnot. So this is why it's important right now to make preparations for next week when you actually have a little bit more energy, not as hot outside. You got any sort of outside work that you can do today, don't put it off. Don't put it off. Do it today. Friday afternoon, could have a few pop-ups here or there. I think for the most part, we're going to stay dry. Just a few isolated thunderstorms. Early Saturday morning, looking clear Saturday afternoon. Again, maybe a few pop-ups. I got about 10% chance. If we do get a thunderstorm, it's got plenty of heat and moisture to play with, so those thunderstorms could be on the stronger side. Again, most of us will be dry. If you get a thunderstorm, keep an eye out for it because you'll probably have lots of rain and lots of lightning with those thunderstorms. Friday afternoon, low to mid-90s for high temperatures. Mount Pleasant showing 91. That's because it assumes that we're going to get a pop-up. Can't assume that. Just know that we have a potential for some isolated areas. Saturday morning going into Saturday afternoon, and now we're looking at those mid to upper 90s in Charleston. We have in the wheelhouse here the potential for 100 degrees for Charleston, and that's going to continue into Sunday and Monday. Monday, that may actually be our hottest day. Forecast heat index Friday afternoon. This is the important factor because now you're adding moisture into the environment. As we get into Saturday afternoon, here's what the heat index is looking like for us, pushing up 106. Now, I think this is conservative. It's not going high enough here. I think 108, 109, 110 is what we'd be looking at potentially here for Saturday afternoon. Sunday, even higher than that. Monday, we'll be looking at that potential as well. So mid to upper 90s, but we're actually adding moisture to the environment on Monday. So the heat index, even though temperature slightly lower, moisture content will be slightly higher. So your heat index is going to be potentially higher on Monday. Could see 110 to 115 heat index. So that would qualify as an extreme heat warning. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, maybe some isolated thunderstorms get into a few scattered storms by Thursday. Some welcome relief from the heat. And as we're looking at the islands, beaches forecast, we're going to be seeing better potential for some cooler temperatures by next week. All right, let's